I suck. That is what most of us tell ourselves every single day, and then we go out there into the world and we put a facade on. We may as well just talk about it. It is what a lot of people go through. So today, I thought we'd break down 10 ways you're likely holding yourself back. I said 10, I meant 7. Stupid YouTube. Number 7, I don't believe in myself. So here's an interesting factoid that I'm sure you've heard 1,000 times before, but once again, we're just going to break it down. Do you want what the truth is about somebody believing in themselves? Nobody does.
Because even if we went back to the 1920s, you would be able to find people like Clark Gable. He was around in the 1920s. And even old Clark, who was like the biggest celebrity in the world, would be like, oh, my dear, I don't give a damn about my self-esteem.
Because seriously, every now and then you'll watch an interview with somebody like a Chris Jericho in professional wrestling or a Brad Pitt, and they will say, yeah, before I did that most recent endeavor, I felt really nervous. Now, I don't know about you, but when somebody on that stature and when somebody has that much experience, they admit to being nervous, it kind of gives me a renewed sense of confidence. Because most of the time, I look around the human race, I'm like, man, everyone's got this ship down, and I don't know what I'm doing. But that's it. That's the point. Nobody knows what they're doing. So while, of course, you should try and build up your self-esteem and you should try to build up your self-worth, when it comes to believing in yourself, well, one day that will probably just pop up and pat yourself on the back. In the meantime, you've heard it before. We'll say it again. You've probably got to fake it to make it. But does it make you a bad person? No. Just makes you a person. Number 6, I'm too tired to do it. You do know that's a valid excuse, right? If you go on Instagram or social media today, you will have people yelling at you. They say things like, oh, if you only go to the gym for an hour, that's only 4% of your day. So you should be doing it. It's like, yeah, but that's not how life works. Sometimes you look at a 60-minute block, and even if you're told just sit on that sofa and eat some cheese, you'd be like, I'm so sleepy. I don't want to do anything. Leave me alone. Now, you shouldn't let that hold you back. And of course, if it does take over, you absolutely should go and speak to somebody. Sometimes you just need to go to bed. I've talked about this on many of my videos, but I'm happy to chat about it again here. Sometimes the right thing to do about going to the gym or not going to the gym is not going to the gym. Now, you don't do that every day, then you are just being a lazy Larry, but it can be your body and your brain saying, look, right now we just need some downtime. We just need some relaxed time. And while I am the biggest hypocrite because I don't do that at all, at least I'm aware of it. That kind of ties back into self-awareness. There's nothing wrong with doing something that you know a little bit silly Billy, as long as you realize that you're being a silly Billy. People that plow themselves into the ground or go the other way and don't do nothing without saying, man, I'm being an idiot here. But yeah, tiredness is always going to kick your ass. Just accept it and shrug your shoulders, see what happens. Number 5, I don't want to do it. Now this ties into the last one, but it has a very different perspective, because once again, this ties into the people that go, what's your excuse? A catchphrase I like to use a lot here on my channel, but you are allowed to not want to do something. I think we chatted about this in the video the other day, but it will hold you back, and it holds you back in sort of a roundabout negative way. Let's say you want to be a rock climber and you've grown up going, I'm going to be the best rock climber I can be. And you go and try rock climbing and you don't like it. You don't persevere, even though deep down in your tum-tum, you're telling yourself, I don't want to do it anymore. You get out your list of things to do. You find where rock climbing was, I presume at number 1. You cross it out, but you reward yourself by saying, well, at least I gave it a go. Then you can never regret not becoming the greatest rock climber ever, because you tried it and it wasn't for you. How is that a bad thing? So many people equate that to failure. I don't want to get too far down that road because we're going to talk about it later. That's great, we'll just talk about it now. Number 4, I'm going to fail. Failing is the greatest thing that you can do.
Here's why!
Whoops. Serves them right.
I mean, probably the greatest thing you can do is like eat a pizza with a stuffed crust. My word, I can't believe they invented it. But failing just means you are going to learn something from the experience. Now, the problem with failing is, there's that word again, it's got a negative connotation to it. It means you did something bad or you did something wrong or you weren't able to be a success. Well, given that success is going to pertain to the individual, like my success is going to be completely different to your success, how can you actually fail at anything? We've reached a paradox. But it's a good thing. My favorite catchphrase, as I always drop, is dare to fail. So if you go out there and you do drop the ball in some sense, so it doesn't really feel like you attack something in the way that you should have done, all you got to do is learn from it. All you got to do is chalk it down to experience and know next time you're in a similar situation, you'll be twice as built to deal with it because you've already gone through it once before. You want to fall on your face. Like, it doesn't mean it's not going to hurt. It doesn't mean you can't have a few tears. It doesn't mean you're not going to be a sad panda. But no one got anywhere in life without falling on their face or falling on their ass or kind of looking in the mirror going, Simon, you fool, you did it again. That kind of ties back into what we said way back at the start of the video. Everybody has gone through this. No matter what kind of status an individual has reached, there There is no journey that didn't have some kind of mistake or whoopsie-doo-dah right in the middle of it. So don't worry about failing. That's the least of your worries, like it genuinely is, because you'll do it, and then in 2 weeks' time, once you've moved past it, you'll never think about it again unless you're sharing it as some kind of a story. Plus, you will be stronger. And who sung about that? Britney Spears? Was it Christina Aguilera? I don't know. Number 3, it doesn't quite feel right. That is actually a feeling that you should explore. I don't want to get too hoity-toity here, but sometimes you mention feelings to someone, they look at you like, oh man, you're such a hipster. But no, this is probably your body trying to tell you something. Now, it may actually work in conjunction with the whole like, I don't want to do it. But if something doesn't feel right, you absolutely should explore that and see where it leads you. For example, I love professional wrestling, and I have a bunch of professional wrestling matches every single week.
To create a little bit of separation by any means necessary, and a spear.
And sometimes when I'm driving to a show, it kind of overwhelms me. I'm like, well, I don't really want to wrestle today. And then I have to try and figure out why that is. And there are a bunch of reasons too. Maybe it is that I'm a little bit too tired. Maybe it is that I'm a little apprehensive about the other people that are going to be at the show. And will they like me? I don't want to feel like it's school again. Or maybe I'm just a little bit down on my luck and my confidence is shot. And of course, when you are in that state of mind, your body's natural reaction, I suppose, is to kind of hide away a bit. Because if you're at home hiding under the sheets, well, nothing's going to hurt you there. But if you're in a big, bad, scary locker room and you're walking out in front of a bunch of people in your pants, well, who the flub knows what's going to happen? But I hate the fact that we just ignore all of it and just go, well, that person's being oversensitive. Lots of people are being oversensitive, but you've still arrived at this place. So unless you do some internal exploration, I just said do, so there go the comments, you are not going to grow as a person. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it is true. You ain't Superman, you ain't Iron Man, you ain't Wonder Woman. Sometimes you are going to be doing things that you want to do, and you'll be damn scared. And you want to know why? His life is damn scary. Number 2, I'd rather eat cheese. Just realized by accident, I've already covered this one. Keep it nice and short. You're allowed to just eat cheese. You go nuts, man. I mean, there's so much to choose from. Cheddar, Edam, Port Salut, delicious Dairy Lee slices, or Kraft for my American friends. I just hate it. Sometimes we put way too much pressure on ourselves. When a random Saturday comes around, we don't have anything to do, so we may as well just eat some cheese. And number 1 is, it will never happen to me. Loads of people say this to me, and it doesn't even pertain to becoming a Hollywood actor or a main eventer at WrestleMania or something like that. It could literally be something like, I don't want to go to the gym because I'm never going to look like this guy, so what's even the point? Well, first and foremost, flub that guy. You ain't that guy, so you don't have to worry about it, but you can do whatever the hell it is that you want to do. Now, yes, it doesn't mean that it will happen to you, but why not get yourself involved to begin with on the off chance that you may not become a super duper mega wega star? I mean, the chances are small just because there are billions of people on the planet and there's only a few of these positions, but that doesn't mean you run away from it. That means you put yourself into the mass and you just see what happens. I mean, we'll tie it back into professional wrestling, but people said this to DDP because he was like 34 years old when he started to transition across to become a proper wrestler, and now he's an absolute legend. Other people like to throw Dave Bautista in there, but seriously, have you seen Dave Bautista? I don't think age was ever going to make a difference. But it's the same with people like Ricky Gervais as well, and whether you like him or not, he still didn't really find the mega success that he was looking for until he was in his late 30s. And it has to happen to someone. These are just human beings that are walking around. So if you have a passion for something, or you just want to give something a go, open the door and walk into the madness. And we've already addressed the worst that can happen. You fall on their face. You know what? I think that's great, because you had the balls to do something to begin with. Now, please do start a conversation below in the comments, because I bet there's loads of stories about this, and it may G some other people up. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the bell, ding, ding, so you know when other videos are going live, and click that video that's on the screen right now. As I always say, you don't have to watch it. Click it and leave the room. Also, make sure you check out GorillaMind.com/Simon. Use code Simon to get 10% off, and it's the Black Friday sale next week if you're watching this in mid-November, and you're going to get 30% off the entire range. Trust me, these are good supplements. You want to take advantage of that. And it's Patreon.com/Simon316, Simon316 on Instagram and Twitter, on Cameo at Simon Miller, TikTok Simon J Miller, and I got merchandise at Pro Wrestling Tees and Samson Athletics. Otherwise, I just appreciate you stopping by and believe in yourself. And even if you don't, pretend that you do and see what happens. I know you can do it. I'm not just saying that because it's a good way to end the video. I know it's true. You just need to go out there and get it done. Let me know. Goodbye.